Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFL Fantasy Fanatics video on the channel. Another round is done, round 6, and the tough year continues. Tough sledding at the moment, just not making any ground. It's a lonely place. I had a look at the statistics beforehand, and other than saying that my team's shit, I have not had a top 15k week all season. The round ranks have been awful, right? Have a listen to this. 22,805, 26,448, 19,946, 31,532, 15,392, that was my best week, and then 22,601 this week. So not great. Trying to be enthusiastic about my team, but it's tough when I haven't had a good week just yet. Hopefully that means there's a top 100 week coming, which I don't remember. I don't think I've ever had a top 100 week before. But hopefully we can do it. But anyway, moved up. What did we end up moving up in the end? It was like 50 spots, 60 spots maybe, something like that. I posted earlier. 64 spots have moved up. So we've moved up every week, right? But when you rank 20 odd K, it's not a surprise. So moved up to 15,594. I thought it was going to be better. I had a 4-digit rank before the Saints-Bulldogs game last night, but then a few guys went big like Riley Sanders, and that sort of meant that I didn't go as well. But yeah, 19-20 is not what we want. But yeah, so plus minus 3. Plus 3, extra shout out to John Dawson with the 123. High score for the week. Obviously, very, very good. He's obviously one of my favourites, so good to see him top scorer. But I had to give it to Big X. Tristan Cherry, 116. He's back. He looked good. 11 tackles. And I made the point in the pod last night where, when Cherry's on, like the last few weeks in the ruck contest, he'd tap it down and he'd stop. He'd jog, he'd like sort of walk around, jog around, whatever. But when Cherry's on, when he gets the hit out and he does that ominous run where he's always stalking the pack, and then as soon as the guy gets it, he just tackles him straight away. He even tackled an opponent and a teammate at the same time. It's ridiculous. So he's back. It was good to see. Hopefully the hamstring issues are a thing of the past and he can continue to go well moving forward, because that 116 was very much needed. So hopefully he continues. Got Port this week. Tougher game against Sweet, but I still think Cherry in that matchup can go quite well. So very happy with him there. Minus 3. Tom Stewart. The man has single-handedly sunk my season. I'm trying to salvage it, and I'm trying to see where I can get to by the end of the year after having such a poor start. But I should have a Sinclair instead. Like, I should have started Nasiah or even a Holmes over Stewart, and then that would have led to me getting Sinclair when I got Nasiah. And so that it's just, it's unfortunate. Just he's lost money. He's obviously missed weeks. He's put up a single-digit score already, and a 60 today. He just looked off. He didn't look like it. I've got to persevere with him, right? I can't trade him out. It's not like he's value. People that don't have him may look at trading him in a week or two. So I've got to persist with it. But it's just quite bittersweet. Well, no, it's not. There's nothing sweet about it. It's just bitter. It's just bad taste at the moment with Tom Stewart. So hopefully he can salvage something and go on a good run. But yeah, at the moment, it's not looking great for him. So, but yeah, let's go to the rest of the team. But there's not many positives, unfortunately. That's probably why I didn't have such a good week. So, Nasiah Wanganeen-Miller, 86. Ross Lyon playing him in the midfield and up forward. Just don't get it. Like Sinclair's played that role before and played pretty well. But yet we're moving one of the best kicks in the AFL into the midfield where he's had no impact. He had more of an impact as a forward last week, but I don't want him forward. I want him in defence. So, poor week. 86. So, if that's his worst score, I can take that. So 86 is fine, but obviously not great. 6 Saffron short, obviously 0 point last quarter hinders him from getting a big score. And I said on the pod again last night that his 60s should be 80s, his 80s should be 100, and his 100 should be 120s. But because he's having quarters in pretty much every game where he's having single digits or not touching it, is just meaning he's not getting any of these better scores. So he's not a big issue at the moment. Obviously, I'm trying to upgrade the rest of my side, and he'll go when I've got a completed team. But yeah, 68 against Gold Coast would have been a bit better. But he's still got a decent run, so he's still fine. Matt Roberts was good. Obviously, he had a big third quarter, 42 points. So 54 points outside of that isn't great. But the fact he can still go well, 96 is fine. So he's fine sitting there. Obviously, we talk about Stewart, obviously poor. Riley Bice, obviously great, made a heap of cash as well this week. I'm not clicking on the players because it does that thing still where all the scores go, so I'm just going to keep it as is. But Bice made a heap of cash, really happy with him. And 72, if that's his worst game again, he'll keep ticking over some good cash. Zach Reed, 36 was poor, but obviously my trainer with a 2 and Finn O'Sullivan, 22 was obviously who I had there. If I knew Hasty wasn't going to play, I would have loot Reed, seen what he scored, and then I would have obviously had trainer on field, but then I would have realised, hang on, I can't play him. I had to play Wicks, and I would have got a 75 from Wicks. So, annoying that St Kilda named Hasty up, but yeah, it is what it is, unfortunately. Train obviously 2 was obviously sub. He should be back to best 22 this, or in the 18 or the 22 this week, not sub. Melbourne's a good matchup, so hopefully a bounce back for him. Finn O'Sullivan as well was obviously poor. He is one of the guys that's on the trade, on the chopping block for me this week to go. So, not great from him. Jordan Dawson, 123, continues his great year. Obviously a couple of 80s in there so far, but if there is poor scores, and he's back to what he was doing the year before, right? Where he's getting a lot of these 120s and 130s and then the odd 80 or whatever every now and again. But if 80s is his worst score and he can go a lot of these 110, like every ton he's gone this year, he's gone over 120, right? So actually, I will just do it for Dawson just because I want to show like how his year's gone. But if you look at his match, see, there you go. So it refreshes there. Like, look at his match stats, right? So all of his tons and high time on ground as well, which is great. But like 126, 134, 118, 123. So when he goes over 100, he goes over 100 a lot. So, which is good. So cut like an 85, 92, that's fine, right? That's not awful. Why did I think that? I thought that 92 was sub 80. But yeah, so if there is bad scores, that's fine. Like, he's still getting it done. Very, very happy with Jordan Dawson. Another 123 was really good. Freo away from home this week. Hopefully a good score. Could be a VC shout on the Friday night. Connor Rosie, 101. This halfback roll's great. Got tagged and still got to a ton. Really happy with Rosie. This roll's looking really good, and really happy with him at the moment. So he's going well, and he'll ways going to get defender status in round 12 and chuck him in defence. Top 6 defender, I think. If he's in this role, I think he's an easy top 6. So, yeah, going on very, very nicely. Andrew Brayshaw, 106, was okay. I was hoping for a little bit more, if I'd be lying. But a 106 for my captain, my worst captain score for the year, I'll still take it. Like, that's the only thing I've had going for me is I've had a good captain score every week, right? So, I think I had the 106 and then the 113 from McRae when I took the 113 as a VC. But outside that, I think I've got mostly 120. So that's the only thing I've had. Everything else has been pretty poor. So I'll take it. 106, obviously wanted a tiny bit more, but can't complain when there's a few other guys that went less. If I had a loot, I probably would have looped into McRae, to be fair. So I'm probably happy I couldn't have looped, to be honest. 81 from Oliver. Low time on ground. A lot of handballs. He'll be fine. He's got Richmond and West Coast, but yeah, I just don't think he's going to get to that 105 plus level. We were probably hoping he would. He's probably more like a 95 to 100, but still, price where he was, still fine. He'll go later on the year when it's luxury trade season, but he's still at a good price that I'll be able to do that eventually. Bailey Smith, 84. That was his first score under 100 this year, so 84. He had a lot of touches, just didn't get as many marks, and a few only had one tackle, a few frees against. He'll be fine. Tough game as well, low scoring fantasy game, that one there. So he'll be fine moving forward. Levi Ashcroft, 63. Brisbane got badly beaten, so 63 in a loss is not bad. Saints this week for Brisbane. I think Levi will probably go well this week, so I'm expecting a bit of a bounce back from Levi Ashcroft there. Ryan Marrick, 72. McGovern coming back didn't seem to affect him too much. Didn't have as many kick-ins, but got a few extra plus sixes. He's just having those second halves where he's not kicking on to go get the 80 or a 90. So he's got a really nice run coming up. He's got Hawthorn this week. But then I think he goes Melbourne, Richmond, St Kilda in his 3 after that. So I'm holding him for the next month. Good matchups. Hopefully goes well in those and can just tick over 70s and 80s. Hopefully pops a couple of 90s or even a ton or two to keep making that cash. But he's not really a huge worry just yet. And then Lindsay, 63. Good to see him bounce back. His game time was up, I think, near 80% again. So no management here. And he played a bit more on the wing. He played on the wing this week. Not a lot of half-back, which I'd almost prefer. I think he scores better on a wing. So good bounce back from him. Marais with a 30 is probably someone that I'm looking at maybe trading. And then obviously Hasty didn't play when I was hopeful that he was going to. I thought he looked good as a sub against Giants, but got kicked out for Zach Jones, which interesting that St Kilda lost heavily. Maybe Hasty comes back into the team and maybe someone that I'll discuss with my trade-ins might come in for St Kilda this week. TDK Paul, 62 obviously was not great. Cherry's a tough matchup. I think he'll bounce back against Geelong this week. I don't think Pitney will come in. Like, they won so well. Mackay will be back. I think that the smaller forward line actually works, and I think TDK and the Ruck's actually playing well for Carlton. Hadn't scored great fantasy last few weeks, but I think he'll get back to some more form. If Pitney comes in, then obviously that we might look at trading, but I think that he'll still be solo this week. Big X we mentioned before, obviously good to see him back in form. Boyd obviously not playing. McRae, lower score, but only had 19 touches. He normally gets near the 30 mark. He'll bounce back. Obviously, a couple of lower scores, but he'll be fine. Still a top 6 forward in my eyes. Chris Petrarca, back-to-back tons. Trade him in this week. Really happy with him. He's got Richmond West Coast next two. I think there could be a couple of 110s coming here. His role's still really good, playing a lot of mid-time, which is good to see. Even with Melbourne's forward struggles, they look better on the weekend. And I think Petrarca is going to go well over the next fortnight. Isaac Rankin, 98, was good with a Bedford tag. I'll definitely take that. 1 goal, 2, so that could have been more. He's just, I think he's going to be in amongst the top 6. Obviously, with a few of the guys getting forward status, maybe he's going to be maybe 6 to 8 in terms of forwards, but still really happy with him. Horn Francis, 3 tons on the trot. Really happy with him now. 105. This Rosie row is looking good for both Rosie and Horn Francis. It's meant Horn Francis spending more time in the midfield, more responsibility. He's got more of a market share in the midfield. And Butters being back as well is going to attract the tag. And I even think Rosie's probably going to start attracting more attention than Horn Francis. So won't get as much attention. Back over 900k, so back to sort of where he was at the start of the year. So he's coming good, which is good after being a bit worried after the first 3 weeks. Caleb Daniel with an 80. He's a bit of a warrior in terms of, I don't know if he's going to be a top 6 forward. I think there are other guys better than him. Obviously, he's not putting up these bigger scores we thought he would do. He's not getting as many of these marks. North Melbourne are struggling. Do they make a change? Does like a McKercher or a Sheasel go back there and take more of a role? I'd be shocked if one of them didn't do that. I think the obvious one is McKercher. McKercher's had no impact on the game at all. Go back to half-back where he was playing well last year. Him and Caleb Daniel to be the 2 distributors. I think Caleb Daniel will be not as much of the ball, and he'll be a trade at some point, but you're always going to start him, right? He's made over 300k. Still a good starting pick, but just someone just to keep on the watch list in terms of you might have to move him at his buy potentially. That might be something we look at, but we'll see. Lawler 59 was okay. Obviously, could have been a lot worse. He copped a big hit in the first quarter. Thought he might have been subbed out, but he came back on. 59 was okay. I was hoping for a little bit more, and obviously instead of Davidson, so I lost 28 points there. It sucks, but what can you do? You can't really do too much, unfortunately. Caden Cleary 33 was poor. I still think he'll be in the team, but his spot could come into question. Obviously didn't have a huge impact, but he had a good couple of games before that, so I think he'll have another week or two, but just something to keep an eye on. He might not have as much time as what we may have hoped for. Connor Stone, 62 was good. Obviously, he's ticked over 400k now, makes a little bit more cash, so his cash gen sort of a little bit of a kickstart there with a 62. And then Sam Wicks with a 75 was good. So again, made some good cash. Ticked over 500k, break-even still in the 30s, so he could stay for another week or two and make some more cash. So at least some rookies are making some cash there, but the team value is still not great. I know a lot of teams that are well over 22 million now, and I'm still at like 21.5 million. So we are a bit behind, probably like 400-500k off, which sucks. But really, it's just Holmes instead of Stewart, and then Max Hall instead of Hasty. That was really the only differences, and I'd be in a better spot. So it's only a couple of players. Hopefully we can make up some ground over the next few weeks before the buys, and hopefully have a good buy period and kick on from there. But in terms of what I'm looking at doing this week, probably Finn O'Sullivan and Mariah are probably the obvious ones to go. I can go Finn O'Sullivan down to Hugh Boxall, someone I'm keeping an eye on. We talked about it with Jet last night. Had a big game in the VFL. I think he scored like 135. St Kilda were bad. They're screaming out for another mid. I think Boxall could come in this week, and if he's not sub, he'd be the guy that I'd bring in. If not, I can still go get Matt Carroll for Finn O'Sullivan and go Mariah up to Ned Long. That's what I'm looking at doing. So I'm looking at Boxall and Ned Long, or potentially Carroll and Long. I can still afford it either way. I could go Wicks out instead, and it would give me an extra 120k for the following week. But Wicks has probably still got a little bit more money to make. Mariah and O'Sullivan are pretty much done. O'Sullivan's break-even's off in the 46. He's only gone over that like twice or 3 times, right? It's not very many times, and he's only got 50. So he's not going to score very well. Mariah's cash gen's pretty much done as well. They can go, and I can still get Ned Long, who I'm pretty keen on. I had a look at like what could I do going a bigger rookie down. I can't really get an upgrade. The only real upgrade I can get is by going like an Ashcroft down and Marek up, which I'm not prepared to do. That would be ruining my team a little bit. They've still got cash to make, and on field. So I can't quite get the upgrade I want to do. Even going like Wicks down and later up, I can only get to like 880, and that doesn't really get me to anyone I'd be happy with. So I think Ned Long for my own team is the play this week. Bank a tiny bit of extra cash, and then next week going a Wicks down and then another rookie up and then upgrading there. So, and again, it could be Wicks out instead of O'Sullivan to give me that extra little bit of cash for the following week, which I might do. So, but yeah, Ned Long and a Matt Carroll or Boxer are the two guys I'm looking at bringing in this week. So looking at a small upgrade, get a rookie off field, get a mid-price that's going to make hopefully some cash. He's looked good. And then get a rookie to make some cash on the bench as well. So that's what I'm looking at doing. But let me know in the comments below, guys, how you guys went in round 6. Let me know your score, your round rank, your overall rank, and your plus and minus threes for the week. Put them in the comments below. And any questions you guys have, I'll try and get to those whenever I get an opportunity to. Apologies, I couldn't get to many last week, obviously being sick. But hopefully we can get to a few more of your questions this week. But if you want a guaranteed, I guess, answer to your question or to get involved with some more bonus content, then head over to Patreon, patreon.com/AFL Fantasy Fanatics. Obviously, we've got the Patreon Q&A that drops every sort of Wednesday night or Thursday morning for you to get your questions answered there. I'll also be doing, didn't do it, I was going to do it last week, but obviously being sick, I wasn't able to. But this week I'll be reviewing the top 5 teams in the Patreon Cup. So the Open League, so for the cash prize for all the patrons, I'll be reviewing that on Patreon. So if you want to become Patreon and see my reviews of those 5 teams and get involved with all that, then head over, links in the description below. And you also get the Ask Me on Q service for free. So you get full team reviews, personalised audio response, all your questions all get answered through there, as well as obviously DMing on Patreon. But you can obviously get the Ask Me on Q service for free as well. So if you want to do that, head over to patreon.com/AFL Fantasy Fanatics or askmeonq.com/AFL Fantasy Fanatics there, and you can get your questions answered there if you do not wish to become Patreon. But as I said, you get it for free as a Patreon. So, cool. Make sure you smash like on the video and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're near 3,700, so we're just over 300 away from 4K. So, 4K is our big goal before the end of the season. If we can get there, that'd be a huge achievement, and that'd be a big thanks to all of you legends out there. So, make sure you subscribe and click like as well. It literally takes 1 second. It really, really helps us out a whole bunch. So, if you can do that and spare 2 seconds of your time to hit like, that'd be very much appreciated. So, like if we can get like 1 in 5 people, that'd be fantastic. So you watching, smash a like, that'd be fantastic. So we're back tomorrow night for, well, actually, no, sorry, we're back tonight. For our Q&A in a couple of hours. So if 8 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. per time, if you want to get all your questions answered there as well, then head over there. Obviously, we'll have 24 hours to digest from when I've recorded this to then. To get your questions answered. So make sure you guys tune in there. So thanks everyone for tuning in as always, and we'll catch you guys later on tonight for our live Q&A. So thanks everyone. Catch you then. See ya.